Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of the Linden Housing Authority to order. Will everyone please rise for the salute to the flag?
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we do the roll call, I would like to welcome the newest member of our board, Aurora Copsey. We welcome you here and we thank you for volunteering to give your service. Roll call.
Roll call. Sherry Humphrey. Here. Sharon Bacall. Here. Michael Apola.
Present.
Gary Manuzza.
Here.
Peter Matlos. Aurora Copsey. Aurora Copsey. Yvonne Boyd. Here.
Okay. Statement not about notice in accordance with the new Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6. At SEC, the Housing Authority of the City of Linden, Board of Commissioners meeting will be held on January 14th.
Mike.
Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. The Housing Authority of the City of Linden Board of Commissioners meeting will be held on January 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. The meeting will be held in person at the M. J. Ferguson Towers Community Room, 1601 Gill Avenue, Linden, New Jersey, 07936. Notice in addition to the listed items on the agenda, this board may discuss and act upon others. Okay, our first resolution is a resolution of approval of minutes. I know there were issues raised by Commissioner Humphreys, so while we have made corrections, I think perhaps it's best that we put off the adoption of those minutes until the February meeting so you could review the corrections.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. Resolution number 2, approval of payment of bills. Do I have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Manuzza. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Copsey. Any discussion? Roll call.
Sherry Humphrey.
Yes.
Sharon Bacall. Yes. Michael Apola.
Yes.
Gary Manuzza.
Yes.
Peter Matlos. Aurora Copsey.
Yes.
No, you can't. What do you guys?
No, she could vote.
Oh, Peters, yes, all right.
She can vote. Not the minutes. You have to
Yes,
take it over.
and Yvonne Boyd? Yes, okay.
Okay, next will be tenants' comments. Tenants desiring to make a comment may come forward at this time. Please begin your comment by stating your name and address. Tenants are invited to speak on one topic at a time, and no tenants will be allowed to speak more than once. Until all tenants desiring to speak have spoken, please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any tenants who would like to speak? Come to the microphone.
She's first. I'll go after her.
I'll be the first one. I'm not a speaker, and I'll do like the politicians do. I'll just read from my
The
notes.
mic, is the mic, you turn the mic towards you. Is it on?
Can you hear me?
Put it on.
Yeah. Press the button.
I'll make sure it's on.
You know how to work that?
Yeah.
Good? Okay, I am not a speaker, so I'll do like the politicians do, and I'll read it off my notes,
Please
so I
state,
don't forget anything.
please state your name for the record.
I just wanted to say
Your
that
name, Marcia, tell them your name, and where you live.
Marcia Italian, in Ferguson Towers, apartment 518. Dr. B has done so many nice things for the tenants. Every tenant received a $25 gift card for Christmas. And Dr. B and Endelin worked very hard, and they received all of the money from outside sources. And we had a Halloween, Thanksgiving, and New Year's party, and Dr. B spent very little money, and we had music and food, and we all had a great time. And Dolores provided a Christmas party, and Caroline and Sherry always helped, which is so helpful and thoughtful. Everyone had a wonderful time, and it was like a family gathering, and everyone enjoyed themselves. And we all truly appreciate it.
Very good,
Thank
Marcia.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now that you say that, I wanted to put on the record that for Christmas, we did have a Thanksgiving party, we did have a Christmas party, we did have a New Year party, but because of the fact that we tried very, very hard to save money, that all our parties cost, I think, under $5,000.
Wow.
And thank God Dolores provided the Christmas party.
Thank you, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay, Marcia.
Thank you. Next,
Oh, go ahead, Cheryl. Oh, okay, I'm making it fast.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
You got 3 minutes.
I'll be just fine, Marcia. So I have, okay, I'm on the fourth floor, I'm sure it's on the fourth floor. I have to say that the maintenance, 411, the maintenance is doing such a wonderful job, Sherry. And I'm so proud of the technicians that work here. They're so nice. The lady, I met her first time, such a kind, respectful person, always so good. She does a great job cleaning everything. And the exterminator does a wonderful job. I met him, was the last week. Always respectful, always so kind. So kudos to them, they're doing a wonderful job. And I'd say Ms. Burkham is doing a wonderful job too. She's a very intelligent person and very knowledgeable. And Ms. B is one person that you ask her a question, she can tell you the truth. I can attest to that. So kudos to Ms. B and to the technician and to the exterminator, wonderful job. 5 stars all the way. So I'm proud of that. So we're a great job.
Thank you.
thank you, sir. Next speaker,
Oh, yeah. You want to go, Caroline? No, go ahead, go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joanne Petco, and I live in this building in Park 914. I just want to talk about one issue, which is money. One of the things that Dr. B has done, she's terminated the titanium company that was doing the exterminating in this building, which cost us a bundle every year. And she hired a part-time person, part-time, and he works from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And he's already started the extermination process. And he told me that he's going to do every apartment first with the monthly extermination, and then he plans to see where the problems are in the building with infestation, and then he's going to work on that for the rest of the month. So I think that's a good plan. He seems competent. He's already in my apartment doing the regular extermination. And he's very cordial and a nice man. His name is Hector. So I think that decision is giving you a lot of money to work with because you're not paying him nowhere near that titanium company, right? And then he doesn't get benefits because he's part-time. So you're saving money there too. The other issue is how the board has been questioning Robert's overtime. You know, I just don't think you understand how important it is to have Robert here. We only have 2 maintenance men, Robert and Shaquan. They both have their routine, duties during the week. And Robert does all the big repairs because he's so talented. Besides working very hard, he's like, I've known him for 19 years, and he's wonderful. So you have to think of that. And also, the overtime is what he's doing projects in overtime that need to be done. The other buildings have to do the same thing, but they might, hire outside people. We're using him. So the comparison, there's no comparison as far as what we're paying him. And I think the board should look at the bigger picture when they're looking at a budget that Dr. B will propose, to look at not only what we're spending, which we need to spend, every building has to keep upkeep, right? Look at what we're saving, and please keep that in mind. And she is doing a good job as far as what she does, makes decisions on the upkeep, the maintenance, and like Marcia said and shows it, she also is very good to the tenants. And they very all like her, and she's very appreciative, so just keep all that in mind. Thank you so much.
Can I say something? This is stuff I was planning for my director's report, but I wanted to say, based on what you just said, because the Linden Housing Authority do not have vendors, we have been able to save a lot of money. For example, other housing authority have snow removal. Because we do snow removal in-house, we save over $20,000 a year. Because we do landscaping indoors, we save about $35,000 a year. Because we do housekeeping in-house, we save about $75,000 a year. Because we do inspections in-house for Section 8 and public housing, the Linden Housing Authority is saving about $125,000 a year. Because we start doing extermination in-house, we are now saving $50,000 a year. Because we have eliminated the maintenance supervisor position, and I myself is now the maintenance supervisor, we are saving about $75,000 a year. We have had people from next door come and complain about our overtime. For the year 2024, we paid $84,000 to all staff in overtime. If we compare it, and I am saying this, and please do not stop me, board, because this is important. For the whole year, people have attacked us, okay? So I am putting it on the record. For compared to the Housing Corporation, if we pay, right, for example, we pay our maintenance staff $200,000 in salaries plus benefits. We also pay $80,000 a year for overtime. If you add up what we pay in overtime, if you add up what we pay in overtime, what we pay to salary, we are spending approximately $200,000 to $300,000 less than the Linden Housing Corporation, who has, we have 200 tenants, our building is about 10 to 15 years older, they have 91 tenants, and they use vendors for everything. They use vendors for everything. The maintenance staff get paid almost $250,000 salary and overtime. Their salaries and overtime for 2 maintenance crew and the housing corporation is, and overtime, is more money than we pay our 2 maintenance staff with benefits with overtime.
Other members of the public?
Good evening and Happy New Year. This is a new year, a new beginning, new things, and what else I want to say? We want to move forward, not backwards. If we all work together, and I want to give credit to Dr. Berghammer. I've seen the difference. The garbage rooms are much cleaner. They smell much better. The hallway is much cleaner. We don't see as much dust or trash on the floors. You know, and he has really been working with the tenants. You know, I give a whole lot of credit for that. Okay? Whenever she needs my help, if I'm around, if I'm feeling my best, I will come down and help her do whatever she wants me to do. You know, I mean, I have been under the weather a little bit, which she can understand that. You know, but we as tenants, we need to stick together, say what we need to do. You can ask Dr. B any kind of question. She might not get to it right away, but she will get to it. You gotta remember, she has a lot on her plate. And when I say a lot, her plate is running over. Okay? Just understand when she tells you something, She's working on it. She will get to it. It might take a while because she has to go through a lot of red tape to do what it is that she has to do. Dr. Bergham, I want to say thank you for all you do, and may God continue to bless you and let us move forward, and we do things for the better. Not harder, work smarter.
That's right.
All right?
That's right. Oh, that's great.
You state your name and
Work harder.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Don't
sir.
work harder, work smarter.
My name is Carolyn Cavistock. I live here at 1601 for 4 years, and I have seen a lot of changes. People come and go, changes with maintenance. Everything is getting better. That's what we want. We want the better. Sometimes you might go backwards a little bit, but you gotta stand strong and keep continuing to move forward. I'm Carolyn Cavistock. I live here at 1601 Dale Avenue, apartment 1005. You're welcome.
Okay, very good.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one, I will close the tenant portion of the meeting. Executive Director's report.
Well, a lot of the stuff that I had planned for the executive director report, when Joanne spoke, I had an opportunity to explain a lot of the stuff during that portion of the report. All I want everyone to know is that this is a new year, this is a new day. We're gonna continue moving forward, all right? I thank everyone for all the participation. There's a lot of people who were sitting, staying in the apartments. They're coming down to the community room. They're talking to each other. They're exchanging numbers. They're keeping in touch with each other. This is a community. All I will keep telling you guys, keep protecting your home and do not allow people to come in here and talk foolishness. Because a lot of the stuff that people are coming in here are and they're talking a bunch of foolishness because they don't know what's going on in here. And you know what? People who live in glass houses should not throw stones.
Okay,
Oh yeah, another part of my director's report is that I have a presentation from a gentleman, Mr. Tinsley, who wants to talk about
Tisdale.
Forget my accent. He wants to talk about a service he would like to introduce to the housing authority. This service is not gonna cost us any money. This is something for the tenants to see whether or not the tenants would be appreciative of this service he wants to introduce to us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Robert Tisdale, apartment 3, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Dr. B. You know I'm a huge fan. My name's Rob Tisdale. I call myself a holistic entrepreneur. My love, my life, my work, my spirituality is all connected. My family's from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I resided in Edison for many years. My father played basketball for Jefferson. My mother worked for the Urban League. She recently passed a few months ago, but sharing that in California, where I relocated back to Jersey after living there for 30 years, having an entertainment company and doing a lot of things. In 2020, I launched a enterprise app for mental health and substance use disorder for recovery facilities. And in doing so, came back home 2021 and got thrown into the primary caregiver scenario, and I would do it 50 times over. And aligned myself with Hackensack Meridian, different hospitals, moving parts, disconnects, and I realized, Rob, you gotta buy back some time, man. You know, you're pulling your hair out, things are going on, what can you do? So what I did was, I pivoted, okay, and prioritized Integrity Recovery Connected, which is the company name, through the caregiver's perspective. I'm that guy that's at the hospital at 7:30 in the morning between nursing shifts taking notes. All that information lives on the Integrity Recovery Connected app. I'm that guy when the EMS comes to the house, I'm not scrambling because I know the lists of medications, I know everything that needs to occur, very smooth. When you get to the hospital, you share the information, the doctor's able to make proper decisions and guide things in a manner that make complete sense. The underserved, seniors, veterans, and those with disabilities, they need advocacy. And as a caregiver forever and a caregiver advocate, I've decided after listening to Dr. B just to suggest something. No cost. My company will handle it, okay? But I love people. You know, I love the aging. I know what people are suffering from. You know, I still have a station set up in my house where every morning I take my blood pressure, my glucose, and the whole 9 yards, okay? I know what's going on, and I document it. There's no one here looking after me, but I document it, right? And in doing so, I fast every day. I'm a health nut. I just do it, you know, because I needed extra patience in caring for my mother. And it's a spiritual thing, fasting, all that, but it cures disease. But the same scenario, it enabled me to be able to prioritize my health and have that advocacy live through the Integrity Recovery Connected ecosystem. What I propose is this, okay, you don't have to, I don't want to twist arms. I just want to show love, because that's the kind of person I am. And that's the kind of person I will always be, okay? I want to identify 10, 20, 30, whatever Dr. B shares of participants that want to be involved, right? The key here is that through education, I realized in speaking with Dr. B and doing my research, the Housing Authority assists of people, building, and finance. I want to focus on the people, the executive director, and protecting you guys, okay? Making your lives easier, right? Offering you entertainment, communication, things of that nature. Amplifying the experience that occurs in the recreational room, and doing so in a manner where the executive director is able to attain data, information, things to make things better, right? And if it's something that you want to move forward with, my company will invest, okay?
But there's two programs I want to move forward with. I want to do a swimming class for my tenants and chair yoga for my tenants.
And we can tap that with some Tai Chi, some yoga, a whole 9 yards. I'm all about that. I'm that guy, right? But what I love is that everyone deserves to be in the best position possible, right? And a lot of times I realize as a caregiver, I ignore myself, you know, and doing so, we all have health needs, right? So I could look and say, you know, if I was living here, why are we spiking our sugar to 400 at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning, right? When you know that you have kidney stuff going on, right? Watch your diet, the wellness, the food, the things you're going to eat, right? Have that kind of conversation as Dr. B shared, how everyone is discussing things, all that. Have those things in conversation and have them live on the app, right? If there's anything of urgency that needs to occur, right? It lives on the app, right? If someone has to be a caregiver or a partner with someone that has to go to ER, guess what? That information lives on the app. And yes, sir.
I just think the first thing we would have to do is take a survey of how many tenants have phones or laptops.
Well, it's nothing of which you would have to invest in. Every tenant would be given an iPad that's not connected to internet, customized and pre-programmed. No cost. It's your personal iPad. If Dr. B wants to keep it in the office, you come down, you use it here, or if the tenant is sincerely wants to utilize this and do things that really help their lifestyle and their wellness, you can keep it in your apartment, right? Because if your sister or your brother in conversations, if your physical therapist, wherever you go, all that content lives on the app. Little short story, my mother, okay? Dementia, towards the end. And I'm like, Mom, the physical therapist says you can do this, this, this. Once discharged, they just give you pieces of paper. How are you going to give a person that's elderly pieces of paper and follow these diagrams? But guess what? I would video her doing her moves, doing her things, all of that, which means that, oh yes, I can do that. And also, being able to ask my sister, could you please help me out? They're not lost, because they have their own app with all the same information. And if a family member lives at a state far away, wants to sew in and be a caregiver, but just can't because of business, because of work, they can pick up the phone and say, hey, Mom, you did well in that physical therapy class last week. I saw that, okay? Everyone gets close. It becomes warm, it becomes fuzzy and intentional, right? And it creates better outcomes, right? I don't want to go on and on and on, but what I did was I did share with everyone just some copies of the Mental Health Recovery app. It's very simple, it's very easy. You don't have to be technology, that person, right? And if we do move forward, I'd be more than happy, obviously I will be here to help, because I'm impressed by the details that Dr. B has shared in the 15 minutes or so and whenever we talk. But the bottom line is that every organization should find some way to go through some type of digital transformation. It's a scary word, but guess what? If it's entertaining and it's all in a delivery, make it fun. You know, you're engaging in conversations with your family and you're doing things of which you won't be able to do in the past. On this app lives non-triggering content, comedy, old movies, all these things that you can watch, right? But at the same time, it has a list or an area where you can put down, I would like some suggestions to occur. Dr. B will know. What's going to happen is, right, how she's very busy, all this information can live on the app. She'll have the information, so when you come down and have a conversation, she's ahead of it because she's that type of leader.
Thank you. Do you have a prototype or whatever so that we can invite a group of tenants who might be interested to see what you're talking about, how it works, and they can actually sit down and...
What I can do, it's proprietary, what I can do for the tenants is that I do have a link, okay, that can be emailed or shared. It's not for your iPhone, right, however, or for your device, but yet you can open it up on your computer. And if you don't have a computer, on your iPad. And it's a link of where you could play with the app. And these images are just what it is. You know, let's just say that there's activity lists for the year.
Can I suggest
Yes.
also, thanks to the generosity of Commissioner Manuzzo, we are going to have computers installed
We have the computers
in a few
already,
weeks in
yes.
February. So perhaps once they're here, you can set up, you can do that, and they can access the link, and we can see if this is something the tenants are interested in. How's that?
Another thing that I am thinking about, because you and I have spoken several times.
Mhm.
I know that you're planning to give tenants iPads, but
Right.
iPads come with internet. So I do not know how we'll be able to get the internet in every apartment.
Correction.
If you can't get the internet in every
He said
apartment.
corrections.
Correction. You don't need to, they're not aligned.
They're not connected to the
No,
internet.
because remember, in the recovery industry, you can't put someone that's suffering and trying to heal, have access to connect with
Crazy
their...
stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. It's locked.
Oh, that's good.
It's locked, right?
So why don't we do that? Because I think
Mhm.
that'll be here in probably about 3 weeks.
Yes.
We'll have them all set up here.
Around
We can
February 15th, our next,
access
our
and
next board.
training and the whole bit, but that would be the perfect place actually for the tenants who, because many of our tenants are not computer savvy. So we're gonna be teaching them how to use
It's gonna be...
iPads and computers, so at the same time, if this is something that they think can benefit them, then we can figure out how we can go to the next step. How's
Okay.
that?
We could do a survey, as you said, I could send a letter to every tenant to ask tenants who are interested in signing up, so that when we have the computers installed in the next 3 weeks, we will be able to get a list of people, and then you could come in and schedule a class for the people who are interested in learning more and getting the free iPad and all those different stuff and how to use it. We will have, over here would become a resource center. So we're gonna have a resource center for training. So I think in the next 3-4 weeks, we'll be ready for you.
And that's perfect, because post that, after everyone learns, then we can commence and customize some things of what you would like to see on the product.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Very good.
And one more thing.
Sure.
Remember and I haven't shared this, but for close to 30 years, managed talent, actors, writers, producers, the whole 9 yards. So I'm highly aligned with Hollywood, which means that if this is something that moves forward through the years, or something of which does connect, I can easily identify sponsors,
Good.
champions, those that want to see us win. Okay, I do that. I did it for the medical. The other side, I could do it for this as well, because I'm here. People love where you're spending your time, and they want to know why you're spending your time where you are. In the long run, this could be a revenue-generating expense that can assist with Dr. B in paying for some of these parties on other level. Trips around all the things you want to do. And a lot of extra, because it's all storytelling and aligning those that want to see seniors, veterans, and those with disability win.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rob, appreciate it.
Thank you. And this will be up for the rest of the evening if anyone wants to scan this QR code and whatever.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Council?
Thank you, Chairman. I just don't really have well, first of all, the good news is I don't have any executive session items. But in your packet is a correspondence from council in the Linden Housing Authority versus Linden Housing Corporation matter. So again, to avoid going to executive session, I think that correspondence is self-explanatory. But as you are aware, there was a motion by LHC that was pending before the court since August, actually since before I commenced working for the authority, where the Linden Housing Authority was looking to do certain things. In the underlying litigation, LHC filed a motion in essence to allege that LHC wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. But in any event, that correspondence confirms that they have withdrawn their motion, which also sought attorney's fees. So right now where we stand is there is some dispute, if you will. We're not that far apart with regard to monies that are owed by the Housing Corporation to the Housing Authority. And if we can't come to a voluntary resolution, the parties will proceed to mediation. But at this point, there's nothing more substantively to report on that litigation. If there were, we would be going into executive session. Thank you.
Okay, we will now have commissioners' comments. Any commissioners like to speak? Yes, ma'am?
I speak. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. And also, I want to congratulate Aurora Copsey. Her and I have worked together for 30 years. And thank you for coming to the board. And I know you will be a good asset to the board.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Well, no, I don't really think I'll need the mic. I have a pretty strong voice, most of the time anyway. I want to say Happy New Year's to everyone, and really looking forward to getting to know some of you guys, and pretty much all as much as I can, and just being support and being of service, which has basically been my whole career at the county. Just a little bit about myself. I worked I'm almost retired. I got 11 days, so I said, that's why I said.
Congratulations.
You see the finish line. You see the finish line.
Yes, I see the finish line at Union County Social Service in the Adult Medicaid Department. So I'm definitely aware of the issues with the elderly, the disabled, and just people in general. Also, I have definitely been primary caretaker, so some of the things that you shared were very accurate in terms of being able to step in and remembering, because sometimes, case in point, if you're at work and they call you and you have to go to the hospital or something, you may not necessarily have all that information in front of you. You remember some of it, but not all of it. And so that I like your tool. I like your tool. That was, I could see that could be very effective. The problem is seeing the screens. But anyway, that's another issue. Just want to thank everybody for being here and showing us that you are involved, that you care, and that you want to make it better. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you know, I am a new board member and also the chairperson of the board. I just want to talk a little bit about what I see the future of this facility to be, of this building. It is home to many of you. I always, whenever there's a controversial development project in the town and people complain about apartments, my grandmother lived in an apartment, but that was her home. And just because you live in an apartment, that's your home. You know what I mean? And we should cherish that, like the house you grew up in, or the apartment that you grew up in. My goal here over the next several years I'm gonna give Dr. B a heart attack because I conveyed this to her, is our goal is to replace all of the carpeting, and before I'm out of here, every apartment will have a handicap accessible bathroom. Walk-in showers, benches, all of that stuff, modernize the facilities. It's gonna take some time, we're gonna have to get some more money, and it may be floor by floor or empty apartment by empty apartment, but I can assure you that's going to be done. I think it's gonna start perhaps with the carpeting or whatever it is in the hallways, and get rid of that, and anything in the apartments, and that should help us with our infestation issues in some apartments, but then ultimately modernize these apartments. It's been a long time since any money was invested in them, probably since, for the most part, since the place was built. So we're gonna make sure, it's gonna take some time, we're gonna develop a plan, and we are gonna get that done for you, and it will be it is a great place to live, but it's gonna be a really nice place to live when you're finished. So I just ask for your patience for that, because it's gonna take us some time, but we are going to get that done. Okay.
You know that there are 22 apartments here that do have handicap.
Yes, I know some do, but it
22,
it
just so you
should
know.
be, it should be 100%.
I know.
You know, and
Just
that's
telling you.
really, you know, even as they become available, or we move people around, but there is no excuse
They
for
did
that.
2 stacks, that's what
Yeah,
they
it
did.
is really, you know, that's a safety issue. My mother's gonna be 94 next week, so
We
I.
were just talking
arranged
about
a
that
presentation.
between us, that
And
everybody
that is always
needs that.
something that you have to worry about, and it's always,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and
Absolutely.
I understand that, and she could never step into a tub, ever.
But
So,
I
you know.
want to say something, because I'm only here 8 months. The last 2 executive directors before me was here for, one was over 2 years, the next one was over 50 years. This building is 67 years old. And it is a real shame that after all this time, I now have to deal with that, when this should have been done years ago. So anybody who come here and try to talk to me about handicapped toilets and bathrooms and stuff, when we are trying to change it right now, is out of order.
Well, I've not had anybody do that, so let's just focus on the positive, and we're going to get that done. Okay, we have, next is resolution, item number 8, resolution 3, a resolution to award a management consultant contract to Belcon NJ LLC, not to exceed $30,000. Belcon is the principal, Matt Doherty is here, and Matt's role here will be to assist us. We are, I will politely say this, I think that this organization used paper and paper and paper and didn't modernize any of the processes that was necessary over time. So we're gonna have to modernize everything, starting with our reporting, records, and everything else. We also have to develop a real plan, not a strategic plan that says 10 years from now, we want to have 1,000 more units. A real plan about what we can accomplish and how we can accomplish that and how we can pay for it and all of those things. Matt is a former executive director of the Housing Authority, so he understands how this works. So we are, assuming that the board approves this, we are excited to have him help us over the next several months to get this done. So on that note, there's no questions for you. Do I have
Can we have a copy of the contract? Can the board have a copy of the contract?
we can give you a copy of the proposal?
Well, the contract is normally prepared by
Copy of
the.
the
I said,
proposal.
well, can I have a proposal? Well, it's an RFP, the
The
RFP.
response to the RFP.
I know, the RFP is normally, what I was told by the QP, the RFP is stuff that is submitted to online, the RFP is online. So people
No,
vote
the
for.
response,
That's the request for
Yeah,
proposal.
but the request for proposal is online. People submit to the request for proposal online. We do the evaluations and we get the best or whatever is selected. All the stuff for the RFP is not given to board members.
the proposal can be given to board members.
It's online. The RFP is online.
Not the RFP, his response to the RFP, they are entitled to see that. Yes, they are.
Well,
I've been
then
doing
I
this,
am, no, I'm
Dr.
gonna
B, I've been
talk.
doing this for
I know,
45
but
years.
I'm gonna talk to my QPA and we're gonna see what our policies say.
Can we,
You know what, I'm gonna have Matt can you please talk about the proposal before we...
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Counselor, Executive Director, members of the board. So I responded to an RFP. What Dr. B says online is through an online portal. So you put the proposal together, you scan it, and then you upload it. But the proposal is to provide consulting services to the Executive Director and the board so that we can all better serve the amazing residents that call the Linden Housing Authority home. So my task is really to provide the services that Dr. B asks of me in a consulting manner, again, with a not to exceed limit of $30,000. So I'd be happy to provide my proposal to everyone, but what Dr. B is saying is that it goes through an online portal. That ultimately, I believe, goes to the qualified purchasing agent, and she analyzes it, reviews it, and then she makes a recommendation to you all. And if you remember, maybe a couple of months ago, you appointed a qualified purchasing agent. That's sort of their responsibility to make sure that they go through the proposals and then recommend one for you all. But it's up to you whether you want to vote yes or vote no. You ultimately have the authority.
Matt, if I may, because I understand the board members don't have the proposal, but just so everybody's aware, it is under the bid threshold, okay? So while you all are charged with approving the contract, it is under the bid threshold, but could you also just maybe perhaps describe to the board your scope of services, what the intentions are, what you plan on doing as the authority's consultant while you're here?
Sure, and also in the RFP, it asks for a background and experience.
And by the way, just for the record, I might say, I actually know Matt for many, many years. He's been a public servant, serving as the mayor of Belmar for many, many years. He comes from a family of a public servant, and certainly, while I have no vote in this matter, I certainly would recommend Matt for the position. But like I said, I think right now, and we're going to discuss, the chairman, myself, and Dr. B, when we have these issues, I do agree with the chairman that the members of the board should have your response to the RFP so that they themselves could review it, but in hopes of this resolution getting passed tonight with the understanding that we will provide the response to you. That's why I'd asked Mr. Doherty to at least just kind of give us a little bit more about not just his background a little bit, but obviously the scope of services, because I do think Mr. Doherty would be very, very helpful to the authority in moving us forward.
Thank you, Councilor. So in the RFP, it asks for background and experiences. As the chair mentioned, I was the former executive director for the Atlantic City Housing Authority. I've also been the mayor of my hometown where I came from, Belmar, for 8 years, and before that I was a member of the council. Now I'm the business administrator in Bradley Beach, New Jersey as well. So the scope of services is pretty broad. Really, it's working with the executive director, the members of the board, primarily the chairman of the board, on moving the Linden Housing Authority forward, whether that is straightening out the Section 8 waiting list, potentially expanding that, working with inspections that the executive director mentioned before, making improvements to this building, working with the council as he tries to muddy his way through lawsuits that he was handed on his way in the door. And then also the long-term plan of trying to generate additional revenue for the Linden Housing Authority that the executive director is already thinking about moving forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other questions? We're good?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. No, we don't do questions, you can do questions afterwards, okay? Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hopkins and second by Commissioner Mitchell.
Sorry.
Motion is made by who?
Commissioner Hopkins and second by Commissioner Mitchell.
And roll call. Sherry Humphrey? Yes. Sharon Bacott? Yes. Michael Apola?
Yes.
Gary Manusa?
Yes.
Peter Matlos? Aurora Copsey?
Yes.
Yvonne Boyd?
Yes.
Next, we're going to open the meeting for comments from the public. Members of the public desire. Comments from the public. Members of the public desiring to make a public comment may come forward at this time. Please begin your comment by stating your name and address. Individuals invited to speak are invited to speak on one topic at a time, and no individual will speak more than once until all individuals say to have spoken once. The public is reminded that to ensure the efficient and orderly operations of this meeting, members of the public will be limited to speaking on agenda items within 3 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry.
You're back.
There's something between you. I have one question. We have some tenants that tend to cook late at night.
Compare what?
They tend to cook like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, and then they end up dozing off to sleep. Now, is it possible to have fire extinguishers so the smoke and the fire will spread to other apartments? That's what I'm asking.
You know what, we'll address that with the fire inspectors, and they'll tell us what we can or cannot do, and we'll get back to you on that, okay?
All right, no problem. Thank you.
I'm making it quick. Tiny question. I know you mentioned about the documents that were for the meetings and stuff. So I want to ask you, are you archiving these meetings that's online, or how are you going to keep it archived?
Yes, we keep, it's on the website. We're going to be saving it in eternity on the cloud, and we will also we archive whatever records are required. In New Jersey, public records, there's a Public Records Act tells, there's a retention schedule that tells you how many years you have to keep something. For example, you award a contract for an elevator, you have to keep it 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, and then you can dispose of things. So right now, we are trying to figure out, I'm being really honest with you, because we have file cabinet after file cabinet of paper that is not exactly organized. We're trying to figure out what we have and what we can get rid of and how we're going to maintain what is left. So we're starting that process now, but we do keep all those records according to law.
Because I was trying to tell you that because I know Trinitas has, I don't know if you're familiar with it, they have what is called they have a system where if you scan your documents through the computers, that it'll upload and it'll save your work. And you can shred all that stuff in the shredder and keep all that stuff. There's a lot of people.
We're probably maybe 20 years behind, but we're catching up.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Because I see it online all the time, and I'm saying that it's less pressure on her. Ms. Berghammer is less burden for her. Once you start scanning it now, as you scan it, you can shred it, because you can save it as a Microsoft Word, name it, whatever you want to name it.
This authority has killed a lot more trees and forests than they should have, so we're going to try. We're working very hard to modernize our system.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
that's an idea, you can think about that.
No, definitely, no, you're right, absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
Can I say
thanks.
one thing? We got a lot of questions that still need to be answered.
Huh?
You got a lot of questions that still need to be answered?
Listen, before the meeting, the board,
Because,
several
you know, the
tenants.
public come in here, they
Well,
come in
you
here.
gotta wait.
They want to,
No, several.
No, you can come up to the microphone This is a public meeting, he can state his name, talk about what he wants to do.
All right.
No,
So we have a-
he's okay, he's a tenant.
Yeah, well, you're a tenant too.
My name is Philip Austin, I live level 14, in 1601. There's a lot of questions we got in this building that tenants need to know before the public come in and start talking. Because what the public's talking about, we don't want to hear it. From the other building, we want to know what's going on in our building.
What he,
And how quick can we get some of the things done instead of
This
the
is
other
a
building
federal
coming and worried
building,
about
and
what we
everyone
know.
has the right to be here. Public, anybody could be here.
listen, tenants today.
Sir, just hold on, sir, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to understand you. Your concern is that there's people that either not tenants or affiliated with the other building having an opportunity to speak here? Is that the issue?
Yeah, but the ones in this building need to speak before they do.
So,
They are.
so I know, so if you know, in the last few months, we didn't think before this great chairman started, but we instituted on the agenda that residents of this building get first dibs, first opportunity of public comment. Then we proceed with our agenda. Once we're finished with our agenda, then it's public comment, non-restricted. So anybody from the public, whether it be someone from the city of Linden, someone that's affiliated with LHC or Mongill, or someone that's out of town that wants to speak at our meeting, because we are regulated under the Open Public Meetings Act, so we cannot refuse or deny a member of the public from speaking at our meeting. So, but again, in speaking with Dr. B, given some of the past, how should I say, interaction between the buildings and board members and stakeholders, Dr. B thought it was important that at our meetings, which are, by the way, open to the public, theirs are not. They are a non-for-profit corporation. They have their meetings in secret. You all know what we're doing because we have an agenda and we're required by law to have an open public meeting. So hold
Why
on.
is it they can have it and nobody knows what's going on there?
Well, because they are a non-for-profit corporation.
But if I may,
So, just hold on. So, but we are a public corporation.
Okay.
And we are governed by the Open Public Meetings Act, which requires us to set a portion of our meeting aside for members of the public to have an opportunity to speak. But again, Dr. B thought it was important, especially given the last 6 months or a year, and the friction, I guess, what I'll call, between the buildings and the stakeholders. Dr. B thought it was important that the residents of this building get an opportunity to speak first, because their voices matter more than anybody else's as far as what's going on in this building, what's going on that's positive, what's going on negative, what's going on that needs to be improved or repaired. So, like I said, so if I understood you correctly, at this point in time, we have to allow all members of the public an
Okay.
opportunity to speak.
can I say something?
Okay, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I hope it don't be like that building they got over there. People taking the money.
No, it's not, but I want to say that because of all the questions are being asked about our building, I got a series of questions from tenants that they want me to ask Ms. Brooks. So when I am happy for her to come up here, because the tenants give me questions. Because seeing that their meeting is private,
Right.
and seeing that she comes up here asking questions over here, we assume she knows what's going on over there. So the tenants want questions asked. So Ms. Brooks could come up and talk, but we have questions for her.
You may have questions, but that's not how the meeting works. So, do we have any other speakers? And then Ms. Brooks allowed to speak?
Yes, she is.
All right. And then, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Good evening, Jennifer Brooke, NOS, 1551 Dill Avenue, Linden. Gretchen Brooks, but it's Brooks. Phone number is 908-347-4548. If anyone would like to ask any questions or get in touch with her, her phone, that's her phone number, her kids, and I have, so you could reach out to her if you have any questions. Okay. Regarding Mr. Lapola, regarding to modernize this building, I see there was a lot of damage control going on because there was a resolution. I don't have it with me because I thought it was over and done with in June. And it stated that they were doing new handrails, new carpet, and modernizing the building, and they wanted an engineer right away. So it was in the works. I don't know what happened with that resolution. Things have changed. Also, in November, there wasn't a quorum for any of the resolutions for November. Why were they passed? December's meeting, Lori stated, how could you pass the minutes for September, October, and November when they were all illegal because they weren't passed in front of the public meeting? If the budget passed, the retro pay everyone got for salaries was paid back to October 1st. There is no correct budget online. Where is the budget? I see they changed the dates to make it look like there's a budget because I was in contact with New York Housing Authority and they said there's a budget online, but they still have Ray Houck on there, Kathy Sanders. So I could see they're doing damage control. Also, I've been doing Oprah request. I asked for the Black Seal license guy and the 3 months of the logbook. I only received 2 months. So it was supposed to be September, October, November. I only received October, November.
You received October, November, and December.
No, December 3rd was the date I put it. So do 3 months from December 3rd. My main thing is you could spit out numbers here and there, but they should be on the budget. There's no budget. I don't know what's going on. You have REACT on the 20th to 23rd, so hopefully they investigate and they see this video and they see the damage control trying to be done and not being updated on your website. Thank you.
I just want to address one issue here. The budget was adopted pursuant to law. The original budget that was adopted was, we weren't sure at the time because of the dissolution of the 3 buildings, so the names were included, and until they were officially off payroll and laid off, and ultimately we had to amend the budget to reflect those things. So when you saw names on there, those people weren't included. They weren't. Let me finish. You know, I mean, you spend a lot of time criticizing this building, and unfortunately in New Jersey,
because the mayor went on the news and talked about my building, so my foot will never get off anybody's neck.
Well, that's an unpleasant thing to say, but unfortunately, you could better.
It was
spend your time.
embarrassing.
Yeah, they're burning what you're doing too.
You better
You
spend.
mind your business and worry about your stuff.
I'm not debating. I just want to say that the budget was done according to law. It's been submitted to local government services.
Listen, people are in these buildings for a reason. You don't know why the fuck I'm in these buildings.
Watch your mouth.
So you watch it.
Watch your mouth or leave.
Listen, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Mrs. Brooks, you're out of order.
He's out of order.
No.
He's out of
You're out of
order.
order. Just hold
He's out
on.
of order.
Just hold
People
on.
are here for a reason.
I want to
in these
remind
buildings.
everybody, we have rules here, okay, on how we operate. Okay, you had an opportunity to address the board. You're still speaking, actually. You know what? You should be quiet right now, okay? You had an opportunity to address the board, and you could say whatever you want. You know what? I've been in the public space for 27 years. I have really thick skin. There's really nothing you could say to me that's going to offend me, because I've heard it all, okay? I've heard it all. But really, a lot of that ire is directed, hold on, do not speak, is directed at the elected officials that I actually work for, okay? But it's my job as counsel to this board and in this meeting to make sure we have order and decorum, okay? And just like this board has listened to you nicely and respected you in your comments, we expect the same from you. When you're done speaking, that's it, okay? That's it. The chairman was trying to address you. It's not a debate. It's not a back and forth, and you still want to speak. Still want to speak, okay? So we're not going to entertain this. We're not going to have it, okay? Everybody will be treated with respect when they come to the podium and they address this board, even if it's offensive to this board. It is my job and my hope, and I believe I speak for this board, okay, that they will treat you with respect as well, even if it's offensive, okay? But it doesn't give you a right to violate our rules, interfere with our meeting, and interrupt our meeting, okay? Just hold on. There's nothing you can say to me right now, because you know why? Your time is up, okay? That being said, okay, I started with this board in August. It was a circus, okay? Under Chairman Lapola's leadership, I ask anybody to challenge whether or not these meetings are being run better. He's a man that's been in public government for a very, very long time, okay? Okay? And Mr. Lapola is doing a great job in trying to bring order to this meeting and to be respectful, not just to the residents of this building, but people that perhaps are adverse to this building, okay? It doesn't matter to him, and that's what we're trying to do here. So I would just again ask, you have your opportunity to address this board at the podium. When you sit down, that's the end of the discussion. If you have anything else to say, you can step out into the lobby of the building. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Mr. Kravitz, did you have a
Yes, please.
question or comment?
Good evening, Commissioners. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Appreciate the opportunity to address the board tonight. Welcome to the new member. Best wishes to you. And glad to hear that the authority is going to move towards the use of modern technology. I think that's something that's, dare I say, overdue here. I noticed a couple of cameras besides my own here tonight. Can you tell us what's going to be done with the videos from those cameras?
We're recording the meetings for the records, and I would assume that we're going to be putting them on, ultimately, at some point, we'll have a system where the meetings will be available online.
Great, that's a step in the right direction. I also think Zoom access, remote access would be a good thing.
I don't want to debate. I have a difference of opinion with that, because I've worked in places where when you're going to do that, there's a particular issue being voted on, 200 or 300 people call in just to prevent the vote from ever being taken. So while I understand that remote aspect of it is, some people like that, it can be used as a very disruptive tool. So I would, ultimately that's a decision to be made by the commissioners, all the commissioners, not just me. But my personal opinion is that sometimes is even more problematic, but that's just my opinion. We'll discuss it amongst ourselves, and it's up to the majority.
Understood, and I appreciate your position on that. I think that for individuals, be they board members or residents of this building or other members of the public, if you're sick or if you're stuck in traffic or not able to get to the meeting in time, it can enable participation in situations where you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So I think it's a good thing. And please, excuse me? Okay. And I do want to encourage folks, especially the newest member of the board, to check out the New Brunswick Today YouTube channel where you can see the previous meetings and catch up on what you missed. I go out of my way to bring my camera here so that I can document these meetings and share it out with the general public. And I think it's certainly helpful to me in trying to make sense of all this that's going on. But while you're not required to record audio or video of the meetings, you are required to keep proper minutes. And I've raised issues about the minutes, resolutions that appear in the minutes that do not appear in my videos because they were not passed in front of them.
We've had some hiccups there, but we're working to correct them.
Right, and how's that corrected though? I mean, the minutes would have to be corrected through a vote of the commissioners. I haven't seen anything like that occur.
The minutes that were circulated amongst the board had some errors in them, so we made the corrections. But in order for everyone to review the corrected version of the minutes, they will be able to do that, and we will vote on them in February from this last meeting.
Okay, so like going back to August.
I also do think that having the meetings recorded will help us provide more accurate minutes. I think we had a few mistakes which were just more technical on when someone resigns and before there's a new chairman voted on, it was listed, Commissioner Humphries was still listed as the chair, even though technically there was no chair at that time. So they had to be corrected, and there was one resolution that was on the agenda and then was taken off, but it still appeared as on there, so we corrected that. So I acknowledge we've had some issues, but I can assure you that I spent an hour earlier today. We were going over all of this to correct them, and I can assure you that's not going to happen.
So the chairman is right as to the current minutes that were on the agenda this evening were pulled. There's going to be some corrections made. Those minutes will be provided to the board members. They will be voted on in February. But I think where you were going or heading to was you had raised not just once, several times before the board about some what I'll call mistakes or inaccuracies with some of the prior minutes going back, I even think you said August, right?
Right.
So what I would ask is stick around for a moment until the meeting ends. I'd like to give you my business card. And I think what would make life easier, because you already know and took the time, unless the board wants to pay me my hourly rate to go back and look at all the meetings and connect the dots. But I think I would appreciate, and I think the board would appreciate, if you could email me and point out the inconsistencies or mistakes, and then I will raise it with the chairman and the board, and then we will take steps to finally correct them.
Can I say something, please? Can I say something, please? Every, and I stand by it, and I am putting it on the record, that every minute, every meeting from August to December, we had a problem with a resolution that go on the agenda that should not have been there, but every minute from August is correct. Every resolution from August is correct. If you could show me one resolution from August to now is not correct, I stand by my word.
Through the chair for Dr. B, did you go back and change the minutes after I raised this issue?
Whether I went back and changed it, that's not the issue. The issue you are saying here is that the minutes from August to now is not correct.
You're implying that I'm inaccurate with my statement.
We are saying you came here, but you came here and said the minutes from August is not correct.
They were
Whether
not.
I went back to change it or not.
You did go back and change it because the metadata shows Christmas Eve.
They are correct.
You did change the minutes after the fact without board approval. So you're admitting to tampering with government records.
Are correct. All the minutes are correct.
I raised it, it's all on video. You can see it all on video.
It's all correct.
Right, because you went back and changed it, which is fine if the board approved it, but that was not done the correct way. Oh, well, I had two more questions if I could ask.
You went way past 3 minutes, so thank you.
Yes, way past 3 minutes.
What happened to the clock? Nobody else was given it.
I was watching it on my crime, way past 3 minutes, yes.
All right, well, with all due respect, things have not been done well here. We need a lot of things to change, and I'll be honest, I think the executive director is one of those things. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Hopsey, second by Commissioner Penizza. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, no, you have to do a roll call.